So, when people first start exploring the idea of buying a childcare business, one of the first questions they ask me is, should I buy a franchise or go independent? And that's a really great question because the answer isn't a one size fit all. These two ownership opportunities can lead to very different paths and really long-term results. So, I'm Chelsea Reue, a childcare sales specialist, and in this video, we're going to unpack the key differences between franchise and independent childcare centers. So you can really figure out which one truly aligns to your goals, your personality, and your investment strategy. So let's talk about the big question. Before we dive into the pros and cons, let's really zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Buying a preschool is really not just a financial decision, it's a lifestyle decision. So, do you want to plug into a proven system and follow a roadmap that's already built? Or do you want the freedom to build your own brand and run things the way that you want and really control every decision? Neither option's better than the other, but one is probably better for you. So let's start with the franchise model. You're buying a business with the training wheels already on. You're getting a brand that's already recognized, a curriculum that's been tested, a set of systems that work, and really a support team that helps guide you through operations, marketing, and growth. Here's what that means in practice. You benefit from instant brand recognition. Families already know and trust the name. You'll receive initial training and that ongoing support from the franchisor. Marketing, enrollment systems, and operational playbooks are really done for you. However, there's a trade-off. You'll pay those franchise fees and a lot of times those ongoing royalties, sometimes 5 to 10% of the revenue. You'll need to follow those brand guidelines and you have to get approval for changes. Your decision-making power is more limited, so if you want to make those major shifts, they might require franchisor approval. But this model is really best suited for people who want that structure and that support and a clear roadmap. And especially if you're newer to business ownership or even new to childcare, you might want to minimize your risk. Now, let's talk about independent schools. When you buy or start an independent school, you get to call all the shots. You get to decide the curriculum and the pricing model and the brand identity and the strategic direction you're going to take for the school. There's no franchisor telling you what your logo has to look like or how classrooms are going to be laid out. So let's talk about what that looks like. You're going to have full creative and operational control. You keep 100% of the revenue, no royalty splits. You can innovate and pivot and differentiate how you choose. But again, there's a trade-off. So you'll be responsible for building systems and processes and marketing from the ground up. And there's no built-in training or operational support. You'll need to find that elsewhere. And it may take you longer to establish your brand in the market because you're not getting that instant brand recognition. So this path is ideal for entrepreneurs who want that autonomy and they have a really strong vision to see opportunities to innovate in their local market. Let's talk about the money because the financial picture can look very different depending on which route you take. So franchises often have a lower perceived risk and may even be easier to finance because lenders like the predictability of that proven model. But that comes with ongoing cost. Franchise fees, royalties, and mandatory marketing contributions really can add up, and they directly reduce your bottom line. Independent schools often require a lot more upfront in marketing systems and brand building. But over time, you get to keep more of what you built and earn and build an asset with greater long-term equity potential. So if you're still unsure which option might be right for you, ask yourself these questions. You ready? Okay. Do I want built-in support or do I really value control? Am I comfortable with someone else's system or do I want to build my own? How important is brand recognition from day one? Do I want to innovate and differentiate or do I want to follow a proven playbook? And your answers will usually make the right choice pretty clear. Let me give you a couple quick real-world examples. So let's talk about a franchise buyer. So one of my clients was a former teacher with incredible classroom skills, but with very little business experience. She really wanted that turnkey system and marketing support, so she chose a franchise. It allowed her to focus on operations and quality without reinventing the wheel. Now, independent buyers. I had another client. They were a very seasoned entrepreneur with very strong marketing skills and a desire to innovate. And she bought an independent center, built her own brand, and eventually grew it into a multi-location company. Both are thriving because they chose the model that aligned with their strengths and goals. So the most important thing to remember is that neither option is automatically better. It's about the fit for your goals, risk tolerance, and your leadership style. If you value structure, support, and brand power, a franchise might be the perfect match. But you know what? If you crave independence and creativity and the potential for a bigger long-term return, an independent school could be the better play for you. So to help you sort through the decision, I've created a free franchise versus independent comparison guide, a one-page tool to help you score your priorities and see which path fits your situation. And of course, if you're actively looking for opportunities, make sure you're on my buyer list to get early access to new listings before they ever hit the market. Head on over to go.chelsearue.com/buyer. See you soon.